Oh. I thought I should greet you differently this time. I'm singing a hymn. Good evening. My name is Tumi Tladi. I'm coming through on Sunday evening, the 13th of June 2021. Time it's 4 minutes after 8 p.m. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, back in high school, I used to be primary. Then I transitioned to high school. Especially in primary, I used to be good in mathematics. So my teacher would give us any activities to do with time. So you're not supposed to say past 8. Like you can't say past 8. So I will always get higher marks because I would say 4 minutes after 8 p.m. So I would do things, and then other kids, when they, I think grade 2, grade 3, and when they were just trying to figure out and coming now to, let's say, 2040, they would say 20 before 8, but I would say properly 20 minutes before 8. 20 minutes before 9, 2040, yes, 20 minutes before 9 p.m. So it's those, p.m., a.m., minute, that she would give me marks. Okay. That was the icebreaker. I just want to say something. The UI on this website is amazing. But the UI became the last thing I did. You don't focus on the UI, you focus on the code. We don't care about the UI. We care about the code. And if the code works, if it's clean, if it's good, if it's readable, then we can look at your UI. But I did something amazing here. Like, oh no, look at that. The color, oh no. Okay. So this is gonna be video number 8, where I'm switching gears because I just did video number 7, where we are breaking down this project, ASP.NET Web API Targeting.NET Core. Now I'm going to Xamarin. So let's see. We started here 1, right? And then we went there, and we came here, and then we went here, and we went there, and we just we were just here. And now we are doing mobile because I'm gonna finish with that will PF later because I'm still busy with this thing, but I stopped because of school was demanding. So this is Xamarin. Welcome to the world of Xamarin. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create another session. This is gonna be platform specific, Android, and platform specific for iOS, and then I'll tell you why you should move to Xamarin. Honestly, I don't care about Reactive Native, Reactive UI, all these other mobile frameworks. I don't care. Honestly, I'm a Xamarin fanboy. Now we are looking at .NET MAUI. It's multi-platform user interface. I'm excited about it. Because I'm gonna buy MacBook soon. Oh, life is about to get interesting. So this is Xamarin as we start. Speaking of Xamarin, so this is the mobile app. Please download the app on Google Play Store. I still have to upgrade the version number from API level 29 to 30. Google Play team says the must for me. So this is what built this app. And to be honest, I did not set up because I like to do some sort of a demo using my phone. We should, hey? Okay, let me quickly download Visa. Yeah, we should. No, like we honestly should. Let me get the USB cable. Like we should. Yes, I use Visa. It's a new tool. I've been seeing this tool from, because I watch a lot of videos, especially Microsoft, because there's a channel. Oh, by the way, if you wanna learn, let me give Microsoft a big shout out, because they helped me also. Okay, let's let this thing download in the meantime. I want to give Microsoft a big shout out by going to channel 9. 9, I think. Yes. I said download. Yes, so channel 9, this is where you can learn a lot. This content has a lot of juicy stuff, so that's when I got to see Visa the first time, you know. Yeah, is there a way that this thing is not showing up? Like, couldn't you just do this? Like, what is wrong with you? Okay, so there's a lot of stuff, and then I'm behind because I like you know, checking stuff. I used to watch Azure Fridays. That's why I love stuff, Microsoft stuff, you know. But there's also Xamarin, Azure, coding, dev tools, Windows, data, IT Pro, AI and research, communities, and now there is a Xamarin. Shows. Okay, well, this guy is still downloading. I'm waiting for this so that when I do this project structure for Xamarin, then you get the idea of how the app now looks like and runs on my phone. So now we need to search. No, this is not too much now. Xamarin. You know, I taught myself Xamarin, by the way. Can I just say that CT did not teach me any of these things? Can I just say that I taught myself Xamarin from ground up? I know the people that, you know, helped me along the way. So Xamarin show, it's an incredible show, an incredible show. They're also talking about .NET MAUI. You know, I'm excited about that. You know, it's amazing. The reason why I love everything about Microsoft because of the community. To be honest, the community. Enough about Microsoft stuff now. So let's get this guy. I don't know because it's only set up on my laptop. Okay, now, so this project, you should know it's a class library targeting .NET Standard 2.0. I'm wondering, there is a new version, right? There is 2.1. Yes, there is 2.1. Please don't click this without knowing the consequences. Please do not. Yes, you should know what's happening. What is .NET Standard? Some of us, we learned what .NET Standard is while I was teaching myself programming, you know, before I went back to school. So please just know that this one is a class library. This one, it's a shared code where shared code, and these are, we call them platform specific projects. For Android, iOS, it also targets UWP, so I don't need UWP, so I removed the project. Okay, cool. So now we know what's happening here. Do not tamper with anything else, please. That's why I need you to use a version control system. You see, I don't have any changes since I moved to this YouTube branch. Please do not tamper with stuff. Anything that you do, version control is gonna know. Okay. Now, this is what I'm good at. This is what I love. This is some juicy stuff, some good stuff. So I just want to make sure that this guy is installing. Okay, where should we start? Let's start with the dependencies. Packages. I have a lot of packages, by the way, and I'm gonna do all of them. So just to give them a big shout out, user dialogues. I'll tell you why this one, ACR user dialogues. Fluent Validation, beautiful one. App Center Analytics, App Center crashes, .NET Standard Library, Newtonsoft. You need this thing to make calls to Web API, and then Audio Recorder. It's the one I'm using to record the audios, and then Syncfusion. Big shout out to Syncfusion. I use a lot of Syncfusion controls. Yes, big shout out to you guys. I use cards, expander, Biz indicator, and then parallax, view, rating, and rotator. And I used toast. Yes, toast. Wait, Visa. Why would you wanna go public? Okay, it's fine, but also private. Toast. What does toast do? I'll try to remember what does it do. But the big one is this one, Xamarin Essential. I also have Forms, which is the main brain of this thing, and it's 4.8 and they have 5.0. I haven't upgraded this app and I need to upgrade that. Forms.map, Forms.pancake, and then file picker to handle the files to be uploaded. So yeah, a big shout out to all of these developers behind these. This is the comment. This is why I love Xamarin. Assembly info, a critical class. Okay, let's view this guy. Okay. Now, in the world of Xamarin, this class, it's a very unique class. So I do have the fonts, okay? So this thing crashed. GIT must be enabled. Is this vice up? Because I'm gonna have some issues if I can't do this. Waiting for decoder. On my laptop it works seamlessly. Yeah, but these people, they should learn. You see, being a programmer, that's why I love being a programmer, because they should have written a message that I can understand. That hey, we don't have this and we need this. Now they're writing some terrible stuff. Why? Shall we wait? Okay, let me explain in the meantime while we're waiting for this. But I was going to talk about the fonts. So basically I added this Baskerville font. It's TTF file, and then Xamarin is amazing. Xamarin is amazing. Like, it's amazing. Okay. So basically I don't have fonts in here because they have to be in. No, I do have fonts in here. Yes, I do have fonts in here because they're on a shared project. So fonts, this is the actual font. So you use this class assembly info to register your font using export font. So you have to get the name exactly as it is. Then you give it an alias. So we just reference using the alias inside the pages. In Xamarin, you talk about pages. We don't talk about the views. You should know. So you don't tamper with this class. You should use a version control system to discipline you if you are lazy. Okay. Now, where do we start? I'd like to start here first again to this web API URL to show something I was talking about, that this project is 2-in-1. It's both ASP.NET MVC and ASP.NET Web API, and then this is the address for production environment. I'm no longer coding in development environment. No, now I'm doing things in production environment. So I need this class because I like to keep things clean. Web API URL. I'll show you what these guys they do. Maybe I should right away so you understand. So let me first start with global variables. No, okay. So we have web API routes. So this web API. Now Xamarin, you should understand Xamarin first by understanding web API. Then only you can understand Xamarin. Remember when I said on this project, either this project contract, this API routes, it's the same identical class as this one. You want to see the proof? Look at that. This is from web, this class, because I designed it this way in order to sync with the one of the mobile application. So the one in mobile application, I call it web API route. I had to even rename the class names. So this is how it is. It knows. So you should know what I'm doing, because when I do something specific, you see there are too many references. You should know where this class it lives and what does it do. I'm just doing the high level overview. So we know web API URL, you should know what it does, and this URL, and note this forward slash at the end, and it's HTTPS. And then I have web API routes. So I still need to rename this one to be version 1. See the discipline that needs to, So when I rename this, obviously I have to rename wherever it's been used. So I'll give myself a day, but it needs to be properly a web API route version 1. That's when before I learned about there has to be version number 2. If you look at the version number 2, it's something small because this one addresses a new version of my app. There are people that have the old one and then there are people that have the new one. So this addresses the needs only for version 2, and this is how it is. You should understand what it does. And then I'm going to come to global variables. Okay, no sensitive stuff here. Good. This class, it's a big class. It's a big class. This class. Yeah, this is where I dump all the stuff that global, and then you see what each does and when they are. And then yeah, we'll do when the phone vibrates, you know. So this duration for vibration for 4 seconds, you know, because the plugin allows me to have Android to vibrate, but I'll show where. And then we have a generate. So this may generating the customer reference number. So this is where now after you upload, oh my goodness, I really want to show this. I am way too disappointed. Okay, can I give this another second? This is the thing I don't understand. What does it mean? I don't want to go to program blah blah line 327. You see, that's now the problem. For more information on how your program can use cause an assertion failure, please specify or debug the application. GIT must be enabled. I'll do a follow-up on this. I don't know, because like I said, I never tested this thing about, so unfortunately cannot work. But let me do this, remove, and then let's connect again. Usually this works because on my laptop it works seamlessly. That's video number 1. If it throws another error, retry. Oh, useless thing. I'm sorry, I think I'm gonna have to go back to my laptop. I don't know when. But no, wait, I can control my phone. It's just that I can't see it. I can control my phone. Yes, my phone is moving because I'm scrolling using the mouse wheel, but I cannot see the UI. It is connected. I'll do research. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Never mind. So this is the customer reference number. This is how I generate customer reference number using those unique keys and blah 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 blah. So now you understand. Fonts, you've seen them. Help us. Okay, I have this class called preference variables, and then there's a big shout out to now Xamarin Essentials. So Xamarin Essentials. Oh, typo. Essentials. So this is a big library. It's now in .NET MAUI by default. It's amazing. Okay, Xamarin Essentials. So I do have it preferences. They're called preferences. So in Android world, they're called shared preferences. I think you know what I mean. So what I did, I created my own preferences variables. Okay, where I only have the keys. If you can look at it, these are all the keys. And then I'm so disciplined to know that, oh, let's go for access pin. Access pin doesn't have. Really? Okay, let's go for location. So location, business address, you know, this is the key. This is the key, you know, and then I just assign the value and all that. And this is the settings page where by default, like I said, but you see this every time when I pull username _ settings, you should know where it's coming from. When I say it's coming from shared preference, you should know where it's coming from. Okay, so I created my own class, and then if you go to help us, now I have a datetime converter. Okay, so this is critical for version update feature, and then we'll do that once we break down the mobile application to pieces. because I'm gonna move randomly. I'm not gonna focus on mobile for 2 weeks. I'm gonna move randomly. When I see something nice that I would like to focus on, I'm gonna do so. Okay, so this is the method. It came from project iNotify because I worked hard to get this into work. So you will see where it works, but what it does, it receives a date time, like when something was created, and what it does is subtract to say how long ago. If it was in seconds, it will say 10 seconds ago, or 1 minute ago, or minutes, or a minute ago, or minutes ago, or it will do an hour ago, or 5 hours ago, yesterday, or 2 days ago, so forth. So it's something that's super incredible. So it's helper. Floating action button image. Where again do I use this? Oh, I use this on when it comes to uploading, right? Wait. Yes. Floating action button image for yes, for uploading a document. I'll remind myself because I worked hard to get this thing to work, but we'll check the references where it's been utilized. And then we have something that the Microsoft team working on Xamarin is removing called renderers. So here I'm doing borderless entry. Do I have a screenshot? No? Seriously? No, let me do this. I can use some screenshot on Google Play to show some of the things, because I can't. Oh, it's like I'm suffering. So that borderless, it's a renderer, so you should know what the renderer does. Okay, let me just go. Aha, there we go. This it's a borderless. This it's a borderless. This, trust me, it's a borderless. It doesn't have the border. It's a borderless button. These are buttons, borderless buttons. Okay. See the things now that we do. Oh, this is the floating action button I was talking about just now. Stop. This button, this floating action button image, this is the one I was talking about, where you actually upload. So yeah, at least you get some idea. Okay, so renderers, it's a borderless entry, and then it's trust me, it works because it's on platform specific. We'll take a look at the code when we get that set. I'm done with utilities. Guess what? Yay! Okay. So this system, okay, version update. Before I get excited, I started this thing March 2020 March. Let's see. On the 18th of March 2020 was on Wednesday, version 1.0.1.0. Used the main computer, getting rid of all the boiler code, because when you add it, you remove some stuff. Introduced the version update structure to keep tabs of the version number, and then build the shell structure to be visible when running the app. And then I did a lot of stuff. Every month I would do something. Every month. August last year, I did a lot of stuff, and I would work. You see, it will show the number of commits per day that will push. 10th on the 11th. I'll literally work every day. So yeah, so now you know what's happening. Now I am a developer that uses MVVM pattern. MVC is MVVM pattern. Although it's MVC, but I'm using MVVM pattern because I like to have a view models. So the view model is a big part of the system. Okay, so the models, let's start with the models. The models, let's start with that access pin I was talking about, general. How is it that we don't have access pin here for the model? See, phone number, where is the access pin? Services, I know services. Startups, I know. Fine enough. Oh, let's start with this one. I think this one is going to be more relevant. When you search, not you. So yeah, I'm just going to use a screenshot. I can't do a live demo right now, but I hope you understand. So the app launches, and then when you click I'm a customer or visitor, a customer means that you know the person who has the ability and capability to make copies or print the documents. It's either you are a regular customer to that person or you're a visitor. Those people, they are the business or store owners. So when you click a customer, it takes you now to this guy. So this is what happens when you search for a store. So there's a model, there's a view model, there's a service, there's a view, there's a validations that's accompanying just this action. Maybe we can just do that, only focusing on that. So I'm gonna go to store for the model, store search. No, sorry, it's not store search. I'm sorry, it's business. Business model. Okay, it's what it returns. Okay, I want to use something, but it's a different ball game. Okay, let me go via view model first. Before I go to view model, there's this huge class called the base view model. Sorry, I go all over the place, but I'm trying to find something I can use. There's a huge class because of I notify property change, stuff that I know, stuff that I love, this is stuff that we do. This guy checks if you subscribe to event handlers, this guy checks the connectivity, shows the toast message, the busy indicator, it's responsible. So this way I do I register stuff globally for all the view models to leverage this, because all the view models in here, they inherit from base view model class. So now you know. Okay, store search. Let's go back to store search. You're crazy. Yes, it's a store search. But okay, let me go back to the model. Why do I see something completely different? Because this is store and a search model. Store search view model. So what do we have in here? I have a label, I have address, I have a position, yes, but I want to do the actual searching part. Well, the actual searching part, like I said, store search view model inherits from base view model class. I have the services. I can go to business services. Let's go to services, business services. Okay, let me show you something that I rather did that's very stupid, but I'll fix it. This is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. I know. Before you look at the code and write a comment, I know. Since I said I need to fix this thing, I haven't fixed it. I know I fixed it in my other system, big system I'm building, Spy 8, because I need to know in the future project can I still fix this, because I need to fix it. It needs to be only initialized once globally. I'll make a plan, I'll do research, but this is wrong. You cannot do this, because each and every service, it has this object instantiated. It's wrong. Okay, but nevertheless, my comments, they help a lot. You're gonna see a lot of things that probably don't make sense. Please read first. This is get one. So that's what happens when you search. So I clicked the business I would like to go to, Carrichos La Papers, and then this is the business number I'm about to search for. So I'm getting one information about this. I'm getting information about this one particular business. This is get all, but this is get one based on the search. So get one. So just know that we're gonna come back to this just to explain how it works to get to the web API. So we have the view model. Okay, then let's prepare the validators. Am I validating? No, I'm not validating anything this side, but okay, validators, they're using Fluent Validation. Let me just quickly show that up. Okay, when you want to send a feedback, when you write the feedback, I'll show the page. This is the validator, and mine is a bit interesting, by the way, but I'll walk through certain things. But for me, for these videos to work for you, you see I'm brushing through because that's a series of Social Explorer. I'm not supposed to do something detailed, but if you like to know something in detail, like see Fluent Validation, tell me where I should focus. If it's feedback, when you write a feedback, Then I'll show you this code. I'll explain every single thing about Fluent Validation, specifically for this class called Write Feedback, and why does it have two. I'll explain how you write this, how you set this thing up. So please use that hashtag request down on the description below, on the comment section below, and then I'll be sure to do a specific video. So just know that validators, they validate anything that's validatable using Fluent Validation. Makes sense. And then the views, like I said, we have a content views and we have a content page. I'll explain what the content views are. So the base indicator, the one that spins, unfortunately I can't show because the visor is acting up. It's a view, base indicator view. The connectivity to show that you don't have connectivity, it's a view. The fly out header, because I do have a shell, you know, it's a view. I need to show shell, but unfortunately I'm not able to do so because of the emulator or visor. So, and then these are content view, but the main pages, these are the main pages. So for this one, store search, this store search page is the page that's responsible for this entire page, including the map. I'm gonna do the map, how you set up the map, everything about it. Be patient, but in the meantime, remind me, because I can expedite the process, because I still need to cover the services, where these things are hosted, what's happening. But if you like me to expedite, I'll do so. Okay, let's give it a second to spin while I take a deep breath. So now I'm just showing one thing, but the concept is the same, but I'm still going to get into detail line by line on some of the things, like certain functionality or a specific feature or functionality, like line by line, all the references. Now I'm just brushing through. I should be able to show you exactly what's happening with this write feedback validator _1. It inheriting from abstract validator. What does it mean? Where does the model come from? You know, that's why the pattern of MVVM. Look at the syntax for Xamarin, just at this page. Wait, let me make sure. Maps, yes, it's a one. Just this page, just this page. Look at how clean. Well, how I make it clean, how I work with it. Clean. I'll talk about best practices in Xamarin, and you should pay me to be your consultant before you start a project. I'm serious. I'll teach you how to be disciplined. Stuff like the namespaces. You're gonna have a default system namespaces. These are default system namespaces, right? Including this one. But when it comes to your own custom namespaces, you need to put them in one place to be disciplined, because if you want to see something, you can, what's happening there? You need to like, oh, these are namespaces. Oh, this is the main view model. So how I do things, the very first custom namespace, it's a view model. You never see me writing this anything stupid other than view model. I'm sorry, but this is how I feel about programming. Some people, I don't know if they're thinking clearly when they write, they're just doing things by the way for sake of doing things, and they forget that code needs to be read by somebody else who's going to maintain or take over. So build a system that I can easily read and then maintain. This code can be easily read and maintained. I'm going to do this page in detail, and then we're going to do everything else. Let me see. Okay, before I do that, app XAML. Before I go to what I want to do, this having to reuse the some of the resources, because this application resources. Now the colors, this is where I have all my colors, and if you can see, they start with the color. That's how disciplined I am, because when you look at something like this, you should know, oh, this is a color, oh, it does this. Do I even have a color here? Color, this is supposed to be gone from here. I'll do it. See, this is wrong. What if now I need to change this to be blue? I'm gonna change blue, blue, blue. This is wrong. This is wrong in many ways. It's wrong. I don't know why I'm skipping the colors, but I'll search globally like text colors, and I'll get all the references for text colors, and I'll move them here globally, because that's how it's supposed to be. Black's supposed to be in here. The same way there's white, black's supposed to be here. So for navigation bar, now this is the stuff that I have. And then for font awesome icons, because my system is making use of a lot of icons, that's an icon. Well, that one's the built-in one, but these are the icons. This is an icon, this is an icon, this icon, these icons are coming from Font Awesome. I'll show this in detail, but let's go back to this guy because it's the main focus. Okay, and then then the rest of the stuff, right, specific for business info, I'll show because I'm reusing these things. The services, the voice messages, the feedback, the button, these buttons below, you see more of buttons bottom. So these button bottoms are the ones, this is me pushing these buttons at the bottom. You know, I'm using something specific. Sometimes there are 2 buttons like this, sometimes it's 1, but it's been pushed down. How do I get to do that? And having to reuse the code. This is the guy that will help. Okay, and then the code behind, what on earth are we doing code behind? Okay, recent lessons, because it's this is for Syncfusion, but I'll also show what else this thing does. App Center, analytics and everything, the app ID, everything, because it's a critical class. In fact, I'm gonna start with it. What happens when the app launches for the very first time? And then app shell, like that app shell on the left, you know, when you click this button, like it will show on the left, the menu on the left, we call it app shell, and I'm very good at it. You see, again, consistency and being disciplined, consistency. And I group these guys and I separate them to say, I'm gonna separate them by a line, and then yeah, I'll show also. Now you see how I reuse this, because I can see color, oh, taking resource, oh, color, oh, this one is for the navigation bar. This is how I get to see, oh no, Font Awesome, okay, no, font family, I'm using Font Awesome, but the solid, because there's a solid, there's regular, there's another one, I forgot. So this is it, but I'll show in detail how to build this thing properly, because it's a very chaotic thing, shell. Okay, so now let's go back to this page. At the top, this, it's me having to reference then that NuGet packages, Xamarin.Forms. Okay, it's maps that are built by Xamarin team. The maps are built by other people, but this one are built by Xamarin team. So this is how I reference maps. And now I have the view model. I'll get to it. There's a view model. Here it is, because you can see it's going to store folder. Okay, let me close these other guys, because this is a very important thing. But I'm not going to get into detail but how Xamarin looks like. And then if I want to show location, I need that from the views for business. If I want to show business indicator, I need that from content views. If I want to show connectivity, I need that from the content views. The borderless entry, I need that from the renderers. This is how I reference them. It's like a using statement. And then navigation page has a back button false. You don't go back. And then the title, we are binding. MVVM, everything's bindable in Xamarin.Forms. This is a pure bliss. And then I have this navigation page dot title. This is what shows for the first time. Not you. This guy shows identical dogs, but after that it's gonna go back to stuff like this. You see identical dogs on the left with that navigation bar. But how do I get that title? So this is how I get the title. Still using the name of the system. You see, reusing the code, because it's coming from the same title, from the base view model. Here it is, identical dogs. I even know my code by heart. Okay, so this is why they need to be gone from here. The code has to be reused, and some of these things, they can also be reused, but you need to see how frequent you use them. And another thing that I do, again, I was teaching someone at school at CUT when I do my practicals, that the label, I don't go the one way, like just this line, go, I don't do that. I don't want to scroll, I just want to scroll down. Okay, because it become chaotic. I'd rather have too many lines of code, but this is readable because I'm a clean developer. But the point I was trying to make is the label, anything has to do with the binding, I start with it first, like text or the button for command. I start with whatever that needs to be binded first on the first line. And I come with anything that comes from the family of text, like text color. And I start with the font size, and I come with everything that comes with the font family, like font attributes, font family, font weight. I do that, and I can deal with getting to position these guys at the end. That's how I program. Okay, so you see more of that, like there's a lot. And I'm also using the grid, and then there's a new way syntax of using the grid. I'm just behind with technology, but I'll upgrade my app to use the new version of the grid. You don't have to use the width, but I'm using the grid system. And then this is the actual, or before that, the rows, and then this is the actual map. This is what makes the map show, showing the user, the row span, everything, the name, the map, and having to place the pins. It's using the binds. Oh, now I understand this class now. There's label, address, and position. Now I understand what it does now. Okay, cool. Okay, this is how I put the pins on the map. You know, the pin, the label, and then the position, like where it is. So it's a pin, the label, it has its own description, and then the position object, which has latitude and longitude. This is why this class is here, to resolve all of those things. Okay, and then I have the box view, and then I have a stick layout. You see some nice spacing, like you see there's a nice, beautiful readability. And then I see there's a borderless entry for business number. And then yes, that's where you add your business number. Do you see these blacks? They get on my last nerve. This code was supposed to have been reused. Damn it. And then I have that button where you search. This is the extra button that searches. Okay, before I go there, this guy will handle showing the location. This will handle showing connectivity. This will handle showing the business indicator. So they have its visible property, which is a boolean value. See, everything is bindable. I know, and the syntax is clean, and you won't see some empty line stuff that don't make sense. Okay, so the button I'm talking about, I'm probably talking too fast. Trust me. I ate a beautiful meal because I cook for myself. You know. Even though I'm gonna get married, but I'm still gonna cook for myself. But I ate around 5:45, and I'm hungry again. Oh no. Okay, right, this button, when you click it, it handles everything including the command. And this is when now the view model comes in. And I also have when it's enabled or not, search button is enabled. And you will see if something is enabled, I use the extra property or attribute is enabled underscore. I'm a very disciplined developer. I'm a very disciplined developer. Now we are done with this guy. Now we can go to the view model. Okay, we know this guy, it's meant for the label, getting the address and the position. Wait, where's the pin? Well, I'll come to it later on. It's been a while since I worked with maps, so you need to understand. Base view model, we're done. Now, not you. Store search view model. Again, you see my favorite comments because they guide and then they help me. And then you won't see unnecessary using statements here. No, you will not see. Properties. They have to be a full property because of on-property changed. Yes, on-property change method from identify property change interface. Okay, so, and by the way, how I do things, I rename my properties the right way so that I can read them. I'm not writing code now, I am teaching code. I'm also teaching the best practice. Write the beautiful code. Don't write things that don't make sense. We don't want to ask, what is this thing again? We want to read, this is a business number. This is a backing field for it. And the way it's properly, you know, indented, and then the syntax is clean, it's good. And then I also have search is enabled by default is true, and everything is properly. Why can't you just do that? And I have a search button is enabled, and then I have this object business model, and then I will never write the model. I will never write model. If the object name is of type business model, I will never write model or business. I'll write a business model with a lowercase b. Here I'll keep it as capital B. That's how I look at this. Business model, and I know it's a list. I do this, I append a underscore list at the end. To know that there's a list. And then the observable collection assigned to get all the stars will do this, the position, the commands. I'm using command from Xamarin.Forms. If you can get that namespace Xamarin.Forms command, that's very easy to get that search button. I just do lambda and then command, and I just say await, let's get the search. You never see me typing something that's typical stupid. This is search command, and this is the handling search. Back button pressed, you see back button command, back button. It's a method, it's down there. And I do have the constructor where I initialize a lot of things. Oh, and I also do something here. I'll talk about this if statement, and then I do all the view models. They do have this class app center analytics where I get the analytics. We'll do analytics, how I do CM, continuous monitoring. And then I saw something. There's a guy who said something about you cannot currently, there's no way to have a main method to be asynchronous. What? Okay, let me keep quiet. Well, mostly again inside the constructor you see this method that says show info. It's when you just want to show something like the information. What does it do? Well, this one does a lot. Okay, but we'll do this. What do they do exactly? We'll do this. You see that user dialogues where I showed it the actual dialogue because I like this one's cleaner. And when the phone vibrates, see that duration vibration from global variables. See how I know what's happening. And then here save shared preferences. You know, and I know this is not the best practice, but we'll talk about this. It's a trade-off. And yeah, so the back button, what happens, count before show back button. Yeah, it's something, we'll talk about that. Pop the root async, and the actual search. Now the actual search goes now to the service, or the service before you can go to the web API. So get one business async is this method. Get one business async, accepting business number, you know, so passing the business number, and we'll check if it's deleted. If the business is deleted, what happens if it's online, whatever if it's not online. You know, I'm handling the exceptions, and I'm also writing them to app center. Where's app center? If there's an exception, there has to be app center. Where is it? Yes, there is, for crashes tracking, and then it vibrates. And then there's where I check if the connectivity, you know, or rather for elements is not found. So yeah, and then like you've seen the service instantiating the client, like I said, needs to be globally only once. And I say JSON await get string async because it's asynchronous. Everything about me is asynchronous programming. You see that web API URL is a constant value. There it is, with the what / at the end. That / at the end, I concatenate, and then I use web API routes. It's supposed to be version 1. Go into the businesses, and I'll see that there is this guy. See, it will use the base / v1 / get one business underscore model mobile, sorry, and then / then I pass in that business number, and then after that, and then I'm gonna deserialize this object, this guy, into this object, you know, and then I have business model, and I return it, and that's how it gets to web API. Yeah, I'm gonna spend time. There are so many things I did here, so many incredible things, like so many things, and then I can't wait. In fact, I'm gonna do this tomorrow. I am really exhausted. I'll do it platform specific, and how does now Xamarin translate to this, because this still is in a nutshell C#, because main activity, wait, is it yeah, let's wait for it. And how do you set this thing up quickly? This is C#, this is not Java, right? Yeah, this is C#, it's not Java. We'll talk about the permissions later on, but like I said, this is not meant for now. Okay, so I hope this was informative. Like I said, I love Xamarin. I can't wait for .NET MAUI. I'm keeping track of it. I want to give a shout out to this library, Xamarin Essential. It played a massive, major role. And then some of the features, I did not use them. but it's huge. And then now .NET MAUI is gonna be easy, you know. So imagine if I'm gonna build .NET MAUI knowing Xamarin Essentials from Xamarin.Forms. And this is how careers they need to kick off or kickstart or whatever it is. So yeah, the featured guides and everything. Yeah, I implement most of the things here, if not all of them. And now they're moving this thing now to, they'll call it MAUI Essentials. It's moving now to, it's actually moved to .NET MAUI. Okay, I think that's it from my side. And yeah, please like, share. This is good stuff. Like honestly, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. So yeah, I am excited. Yeah, tell me what you like to see, and then I'll be sure to make a video. And then like, subscribe, and then please watch these videos. Invest time in your career. It will work out, because I watched a lot of videos in my lifetime, and then they did work out. A lot of videos. Okay, thank you very much.